Excited about this, just to be here, to be with people who love it, to be in this amazing theater with this amazing screen. It's a very cool thing as the nerd boy who stood in line to see the movie opening weekend in Westwood. Very excited. So, back to script, I swear. So before I talk about the restoration, I want to acknowledge a handful of TRON luminaries that we have in the house with us tonight. I'll ask you to hold your applause till the last name is announced, just so we get it all together. So, folks out there, we have publicist and author of The Art of TRON, Mike Bonifer, effects technical supervisor John Sheely, visual effects and computer effects supervisor Richard Taylor, associate producer and visual effects supervisor, the legend Harrison Ellenshaw. And we are honored to have the film's screenwriter, director, and visionary Steven Lisberger all with here tonight. When it was made and released in 1982, TRON was groundbreaking in its extensive use of computer-generated images. The original release earned approximately $50 million and sold $70 million in merchandise. Over time, it has become a cult classic. It was nominated for Academy Awards in costume design and sound, but was considered not eligible for visual effects because at that early time, computer animation was not considered a genuine visual effect. But these effects and the use of computer graphics have had an enormous impact on filmmaking and what we see on screen to this day. John Lasseter, one of the founders of Pixar, has said that this film helped him see the potential of computer-generated imagery in animated films, noting, and I quote, "Without TRON, there would be no Toy Story." Amazing. The extensive effects in this film required shooting in multiple formats. So they combined 65mm 5-perf footage of the live action scenes and the actors, as well as 35mm 8-perf Vista Vision for the animation. The 65mm footage was scanned at an 8K resolution for this restoration, and I just lost my place in the file. And the Vista Vision was scanned at 6K resolution at Photocam. Both of these files were then output at 4K and sent to Picture Shop for color grading and prime focus for extensive dirt cleaning and picture restoration. Any dirt, film dirt, stains, scratches were carefully removed to provide a pristine image throughout. And since VistaVision, okay, nerd facts, so forgive me, half of you. Since VistaVision runs horizontally through the camera, any scratches ran east and west across the frame, as opposed to the north and south that you would normally see. Nerds like me, that's really cool. In addition, the computer world scenes contain a pulsing and a glow to create the look of living inside an electrical world. But these colors and the density fluctuations presented a challenge for the image processing work. However, scanning the film, the original film, at this high resolution with high dynamic range capability allowed us to create the vibrant color effects that set the world inside the computer apart from the real world footage. A new Atmos mix was also created at Audio Mechanics from the previously restored file to enhance the sound for current state-of-the-art speaker systems, and you are in for a treat. This entire process took about 9 months. Now, when we restore a film, our main goal is to achieve the director's intended vision. And in this case, we were extremely fortunate to have director Steven Lisberger's participation and guidance on the project. It made it very cool for us and just made it so much more valuable. So let's take a look at some before and after footage, because it's often easier to see it in motion. It illustrates some of the challenges and successes that we have encountered while restoring the film. So Noelle, if you could run the reel, please. So we have our original scan. Yes, there's some dirt. And in comes the restoration. My work here is done.
You gotta be kidding me. That's a cute.
So you see there's, once it's clean, the restoration work has to focus on other anomalies like density shifts and flickers. So you'll see little things pop off here and there as opposed to the restoration. You're in for a treat. Yeah. Drive the point home. I know I should be talking, but yeah. So you see there's some shifts, there's even things out. The great thing is, and let's talk film preservation, the film elements still exist, are carefully cared for and allow us to do this. Isn't that a wonderful thing about film? So if you look at these soldiers that are walking in this scan of the original footage, there's a bit of a jitter and some things come and go. But we're able to correct that. Again, it's the technology of the time. This is a fun one, a body that, well. So we were able to go back and fill that in. This is Karen's favorite. If you notice, the stick disappears. Again, normally it's moving at 24 frames a second. You're not going to see that, but we're going through frame by frame to ensure that all that does get fixed. The color grading was done in a high dynamic range, which really I think shows off wonderfully.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Oh. I don't even want to look at it yet.
I should just let the real plane go home. So an interesting thing, so after, at times like individual colors needed to be highlighted after the initial color pass to capture the intended look. So using the latest color correction tools, our colorist Mike Underwood was able to isolate various elements from the image to enhance the color. So he was able to stop and pull out and ensure you really saw that green, you saw the blue, you saw the orange. None of that got lost in the color grading process. See, I just think it's cool. And thank you. So, I keep using this joke over and over, but only because it's so true. It is said that it takes a village to raise a child. Well, it takes a sprawling metropolis to restore a film, especially one as groundbreaking as TRON. I have to give special thanks, first and foremost, to Steven Lisberger, without whom none of us would be here tonight. Also need to call out our extraordinary colorist, Mike Underwood from Picture Shop. His amazing work you're going to see momentarily. Thanks to Kim Englert and the team at Picture Shop, Amy Bailey and the team at Prime Focus, John Polito and the team at Audio Mechanics, and PhotoCam for scanning all the various types of film. Thanks also to KJ Ralph Miller and her team here at the Academy who make these evenings possible. And of course, last but not least, my wonderful restoration team at Disney. Our restoration manager on this project, Karen Weissman, who is assisted by Associate Project Manager Melissa Selzer. And all of these people are in the house. Everybody's here tonight. So, and now, please enjoy the world premiere of our restored TRON. Thank you very much.
Time magazine calls it a vision of the movie's future, sights that no eye, no camera has ever before beheld. UPI finds it utterly new, vividly exciting, a trip and a half. Newsweek describes it as somewhere you've never been, a brave new world set inside a computer. No movie has ever looked like this before. Omni calls it an imaginative, spectacular film. TRON, rated PG, now playing at a theater near you. Check local listings.